How are you likely to feel after you've done a hypnotherapy, hypnosis, or RTT therapy session? Many people want to understand that. And whether you have already booked a session, whether you're thinking about doing this, or maybe you've already had a session and you just want to know how you're likely to feel afterwards, I'm going to explain that to you today. I'm Jonathan Butler and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and an RTT therapist. And one of the things that people often ask me is how they're going to feel afterwards. And indeed, after people have had a session, quite often they'll message me, they'll want to contact me to go, I'm feeling this, is it normal? So I want to share with you up front so you can understand what is likely to happen and whether that's good, whether that's normal, and really help you understand everything that's involved. So what are the typical things you're going to feel? Well, firstly, you are very likely after your hypnosis session to feel very relaxed. You're likely to feel very calm. You're likely to feel very at ease, and you may well feel like you're quite light, almost like a weight, like a burden has been lifted from you. That is really, really common, and that's really, really normal. You might also feel quite tired. That is quite common, and it's what I call a nice tired, because it's a good tired feeling. It'll be accompanied by feeling light, by feeling calm, by feeling relaxed, by noticing some positive changes, but you'll really feel like you have done a workout, which of course you will have done. You'll have done a significant workout of your mind, using parts of your mind that you're not used to working with. So that is quite a common thing. And it's one of the reasons I often advise people when we're planning what time to do a session together, to say, well, let's do it at the back end of the day when you don't have any more work to do, or where you can just sit down and relax for the evening, or maybe do it on a day off. Because it is quite normal to feel a nice tired. Okay, so that is really, really common. One of the things that other people often tell me is that they feel elated afterwards. They'll come out of it feeling all those other things, but actually feeling some kind of sense of elation. Quite often people will feel some kind of shift, like something has changed, something has moved. Now, of course, not everybody's going to feel that elation. Not everybody's going to get that shift straight away. Your mind will make those shifts when it's ready to do so. So some people get it just like that. They come out of the session going, I really feel different. I really feel things are shifting. But if you don't get that instant sensation, that instant shift, don't worry. Again, that is by far from everybody's experience. And for a lot of people, it's more of a gradual change in the days and the weeks following that session. You will start to really notice changes. You'll start to notice that you're thinking differently, that maybe you're feeling calmer, that you're reacting in a better way to challenges and situations than you would previously have done. So everybody is quite different. Now, in my own experience, when I was on the other side there, being the therapist, being the client of the therapist, seems like a long time ago now, but I remember really, really clearly how I felt. I felt incredibly relaxed. I felt very light, and I had this amazing clarity. And it was like a clarity of thought. I remember walking along the street afterwards, just walking along the road, and I started to notice things. Somewhere I'd walked many times, I started to notice things I hadn't noticed. I was noticing details on the trees, on buildings. And I found that I was just feeling light, and found myself smiling at people. Strangers walking the other day, I just found myself smiling and engaging with them and noticing them generally smiling back as well. So everyone's experience is different, but those are the core things that you're likely to feel. But everybody is different, okay? So if your experience is different to that doesn't make it bad, it doesn't make it wrong, because how we react is a very, very personal thing. But of course, if you have any doubts about what you're feeling, you should have the opportunity to speak to your therapist to say, this is what I'm feeling, is that okay? Is that normal? And they should be willing and happy to speak to you about that, to reassure you that what's going on, to help you just be comfortable with what is happening. Now, some people will get pushback. So I sometimes get people who after a session, maybe the next day, maybe a few days later, will go, I'm getting some sort of pushback. I'm getting like a real internal challenge to what we're doing here. I'm finding this quite difficult. It's quite uncomfortable. And as I say, that's not a normal experience. It's a normal experience. It's not a common experience, but that does happen for some people. And obviously when that happens, people may feel uncomfortable and they may feel worried. So I always make sure I'm available to speak to people. But here's the thing about that: if you get pushback, well, it may not feel great. It is not a bad thing. It is actually a good thing, because it means that change is happening. You're trying to push something out of your life that's maybe been with you for a long time, and it's sensing it, and it's pushing back, it's fighting back, it's maybe feels like it's pushed in the corner, and it's challenging you. It's challenging you to go, do you really want to get rid of me? Do you really want to make that change? Are you really sure about that? And it may well do that for a few days. And typically I find that when people get that kind of pushback, it usually goes within around a week. And then when it goes, it does go, okay? So, but it's really, really important, if you feel any of those things, that you can have that conversation with your client. But just to set that expectation, pushback means change is happening, and change, you think about any change you go through in life, a change of job, a change of house, while you're doing it for a good reason, moving towards something better, there are bumps in the road on the way. So that is a normal, natural thing, and it will pass, but your therapist should be there for you. And one of the other really important things, of course, is that if you're doing RTT therapy, you will almost certainly be given a personalised recording to listen to afterwards. If you're doing other kinds of hypnotherapy, you may or may not have that. But if you are getting that, if your therapist tells you to listen to that recording, it's important to listen to that recording, because it's going to reinforce what you've done together in the session. And every time you're hearing that recording, you are making those new thoughts, those new feelings, those new actions that you want to have, just normal, familiar, habitual. And in that period of 14 to 21 days, most people will find that they're really noticing a difference in terms of how they're thinking and acting and reacting to things. So with RTT, it is a 21-day process of having that session, of listening to the recording and reviewing where you've got to at the end of that period. Because like lots of things in life, consistency is key. Your mind, think of it like a computer. If you keep giving instructions to your computer, if you go to Google or YouTube or anything like that, if you search consistently for a certain kind of thing, it's going to give you that back, because it works out that this is what you want, this is what you want more of. And it's the same with your mind. If you're listening to that recording, if you're challenging any pushback, saying that no, you want to be confident, you want to be calm, whatever it is that you're working on, your mind will get that, and it will give you more of that. It just takes a little bit of learning, a little bit of consistency. When your mind is clear, it's going to give you exactly what you want, and that transformation really, really happens. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Jonathan Butler, RTT therapist, hypnotherapist, and if you would like to learn more about hypnotherapy, self-hypnosis, RTT therapy, please do subscribe to the channel. If you've got value out of this, please do subscribe, please do like. And if you haven't already chosen who you want to work with, if you're just considering doing RTT or hypnotherapy, I offer a free, confidential 30-minute discovery call where we can talk about what's happening for you, explore your challenges, and explore how I could help you, if I can help you, how much support you would need to get there. So that link to book that free consultation call is in the link below. So thanks for listening. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Jonathan. Bye for now.